Ladies and gentlemen, moving ahead, that was a welcome note, and to address the theme, it's my honor to welcome the President, NAREDCO Maharashtra, and co-founder and Managing Director, Hiranandani Group, Dr. Niranjan Hiranandani, to take the mic.
What a great day. What a wonderful occasion that we have with us Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri, who is attending our function today. He is the father and mother of NAREDCO. We are under, sir, your ministry, and we are extremely honored to have you here and to make a special flight, to catch a flight at 6 a.m. from Delhi to come over here this morning. Thank you very much, sir. We feel deeply honored to have you here today. We have Mr. Kalyanaraman from National Housing Bank, Housing Board. Thank you very much for being over here. Mr. Peter Verver from APREA, who co-hosts this function. We have with us Mr. Bansal from KPMG. Thank you very much for being over here. And the State Bank of India, the person who gives us money, and money. Thank you very much for being over here. It's wonderful morning. My friends from NAREDCO, investors from all over the world who have come over here. Thank you for being over here. Today, as you must have seen our movie, the video clip, we started with an objective which the Prime Minister has mandated. He says that it will be housing for all. Whether you and I participate as investors or builders or developers doesn't matter. The Prime Minister shall meet his objective. This is something that we should understand, that the Caravan, which is there for the purposes of reaching the affordable housing segment, I think it is our duty as people from industry, from people in the investment group, to participate in what is there. Roti, Kapda, Makan. We have talked about Roti and Kapda. We have already had that revolution. We now need, sir, with your guidance and leadership, a housing revolution. I would like in the next 3 years that you declare that your department will lead the housing revolution, which will make that paradigm happen, that in the next 3 to 5 years, we say that this was the period of India where we have changed the issue, that we have met all the requirements of this country, Roti, Kapda, and Makan. There is no doubt about it that we are finding difficulties. The economic paper of this morning tells us all. There are lots of people in the industry who have lost jobs, and there are things of rationalization, automation, and other things which have taken place, which are artificial intelligence and other things which are making new paradigms happen. That doesn't mean anything, because we need to provide employment for all. We need to create sustenance which will change the GDP movement of India. We need to do it, and our sector, which is the housing sector and construction sector, is the second largest employment potential in India. We are number 2 after agriculture. Sir, we think with your leadership, we should be able to make this paradigm happen. There are too many problems before we do it. Land has become very expensive. Whether you come talk to Mumbai, you talk to Delhi, you talk to any area in India, the land prices have shot up. Government is equally a victim, but a creator of these problems. For instance, the income tax department says that if you buy any property which is lower than the ready reckoner rate, or you sell any property which is lower than the ready reckoner rate, you will be penalized as if you have taken or given black money. This is ridiculous. When we want to rationalize land prices, when we want to rationalize prices of real estate, and we expect affordable housing to bring down prices in various segments, this needs to be rationalized. Land acquisition policies have doubled the land rate of acquisition in the urban areas by 2 times, and in rural areas by 4 times. 2 months ago, I was trying to buy agricultural land in the periphery of Mumbai, and I finalized the property purchase at 35 lakhs per acre. Sir, within 30 days, the National Highway Authority purchased a piece of land for road next to ours for 1 crore per acre. The highway authorities purchased for 1 crore an acre. The farmer then withdrew the proposal for 35 lakhs, and he now demands 1 crore an acre simply because acquisition prices have been shown artificially higher. So rationalization in terms of policy, which actually artificially raises prices, needs to be rationalized quickly and fast. We are talking about taxes. There have been a lot of changes which have taken place. GST has created, sir, a new paradigm. It has prevented octroi from taking place. So transport moving from Calcutta to Mumbai takes 2.5 days instead of taking 6 days as it did earlier. So we are really grateful that rationalization has taken place. But however, our industry is suffering because there is an issue of higher GST which needs to be rationalized, because 12% GST plus 5% stamp duty plus land under construction plus development charge almost comes to 31% taxes on an affordable house. We need to rationalize this for the next 5 years. I think it will make a big paradigm if we are going to do it. The secondary effect is 269 industries will benefit, sir. Cement, steel. Steel is in a mess. We know that is happening. We will, if we change the real estate industry, sir, we'll be able to do it. Land, Jameen, causes a lot of litigation, lot of wars, lot of problems, but it is our basic raw material which has taken place. And in cities like Mumbai, there is no dearth of land, but it doesn't belong to private developers or private owners. You will not believe, sir, that in the central government is the biggest landlord in Mumbai. In fact, the Prime Minister had already announced about a fortnight ago that the surplus lands with the central government shall be used for affordable housing. Fortunately, sir, I want to share with you, and you have been kind enough to lend your ear to us, that we have almost 4,500 acres of salt pan lands belonging to the state government and the central government, which can be used for affordable housing. This decision, in fact, was taken by the central ministry, your ministry, 17 years ago, but the land has still not been transferred. Our Mr. Gadkari has only 1,000 acres in South Mumbai of land in the Bombay Port Trust. So land is not a problem. The problem is how we make the change of policies to be done in order to do it. Unfortunately, in spite of having so much land, 55% of the people in Mumbai live in jhopatpattis, slums, juggies, jhopadis. We are unfortunately recognized of having the largest slum in Asia, the Ravi, where the rationalization can take place and should take place. Sir, I believe, sir, with your guidance, your mentorship, your leadership, and with the great Mr. Devendra Fadnavis as the champion of our state and city, will make that paradigm to take place. I must also share with you that your government in the center, your government, sir, in the central government, has done the biggest blessing to Mumbai, Maharashtra that has never happened in the history of India since independence. We now, sir, have 170 kilometers of metro which have been planned, a coastal road across Harbour Bridge, a Navi Mumbai airport. 170,000 crores will be invested by the government in all these projects in the next 6 years. This is the highest investment ever done by any center and state government. The Prime Minister of India, Mr. Narendra Modi, personally intervened with Japan, and JICA has now given 70% of this 1,70,000 crores of rupees of the metro, train, Cross Harbour Bridge, and the other things. Sir, I am extremely grateful to you. Your kindness is unbelievable. Sir has given an ear to NAREDCO. We in the building industries have defaulted on many projects. Some are the becoming of our brothers who have defaulted in the projects which have happened. This paradigm needs to be changed. Sir, NAREDCO shall take up the leadership along with you to see that the problems of the consumers are sorted out. RERA is of course there, but we at NAREDCO shall participate with you and the ministry to see how we can solve the problem of the consumers. You'll be surprised to note that in our earlier meeting with the State Bank, our State Bank leadership has announced that he is comfortable with the pari passu requirements of the consumer to be made pari passu with the lending of the State Bank of India. We cannot be more grateful to the State Bank of India, sir, for agreeing to this thing, which I thought was beyond the call of the law which stands today. And I think that made a huge difference in the mental status of all the buyers who have taken the flat. I was quite surprised and shocked, but pleasantly surprised that the far-reaching thoughts of the State Bank of India made this new paradigm. Innovation is the call of the day. Sir, you have been in the United Nations and taken a lot of leadership in that segment. In a rich country like America, 50% people live in rental houses. Here we expect that the poorest of poor should also own a house. It's not required. We can create institutions and corporates which will build these houses. It can be done by State Bank, it can be done by HDFC, it can be done by the government, it can be done by charitable trusts, it can be built by corporates. Companies like private institution corporate, Reliance can build these buildings which can be given out on rent, provided they are protected to see that their interest is not taken over by the persons who rent. So these paradigms can take place. We will have these paradigms to do, not because we want it and I want it. It is because if we have to reach the objective which the Prime Minister has called for, which means we need housing for all the segments of this needs to be studied. Rental housing, my view, sir, if we can tweak some of the rules and regulations in that, we will certainly be able to create rental housing stock, and a large number of people and corporates will be able to create the rental housing stock, which will be second to none. Incentives in tax policy for a short period, 3 to 5 years, needs to be magnified. Today, the Economic Times says on the front page that the finance minister realizes that he needs to give a fiscal boost. I think, sir, with your leadership, this fiscal boost will come from no other field, but it will come from your ministry. You will be the number one, and I promise you that our industry, the investors sitting here from all over the world, will support you. The bankers here are here to support you, and you will find something that I want to hear after 5 years, that the leadership provided with the Prime Minister, Mr. Hardeep Singh Puri, has created the housing revolution. Sir, welcome to this conference, to the Real Estate and Infrastructure Investors Summit. Sir, we are looking forward to your mentorship, your guidance, your thoughts. You have been in the bureaucracy of India. Now you move towards the leadership and polity. I wish God give you all the strength for this leadership mission which has taken place, and I'm sure you will succeed beyond everyone else. My good wishes to you on behalf of NAREDCO and all of us here today. Thank you very much for giving us this time today. Thank you.